As we begin working on the horse's hoof, let me reassure you what you see here isn't from the horse's anatomy, nor is it a blood vessel. It's just paint. There's no need to worry. We're not cutting into any sensitive structures. We're still far from those areas, so this process remains completely safe for the horse. This particular hoof has a very tough and uneven surface, making it uncomfortable for the horse to stand on. Our goal is to trim it down and reshape it as close as possible to the bulb of the hoof. Trust me, the horse will appreciate the change it's going to make standing and walking much easier for him. You might notice some small red marks on the hoof. These are just old bruises, nothing to be concerned about. Remember, when the color of the hoof changes during trimming, it doesn't always mean you're getting too close to sensitive tissue. Often, these superficial changes fade away as we work. In fact, you can see some of these marks already starting to disappear. Holding up the horse's legs is physically demanding, especially since this horse is sedated. Sedation adds extra weight to the limbs, so I'm relying on my leg muscles to stabilize his hoof and create a good working position. It's a workout in itself, but it's worth it to ensure a proper trim. The main focus here is identifying the true apex of the frog. Ideally, I want about 60% of the surface area to be behind the apex and 40% in front. Right now, there's still a lot of work to be done, especially on the heels and the commissures, which need a thorough cleanup. This horse has a deep, infected central sulcus, a problem that stems from distortion in the hoof. These distortions trap debris, manure, and infection, essentially allowing the hoof to rot from the inside out. On one of the front feet, we even hit a blood pocket, which can happen with neglected hooves. It's a challenge to determine where the sensitive tissues begin and end, especially when the frog is this deformed. My ultimate goal is to center the frog in the middle of the hoof, ensuring equal proportions on both sides. This is what we call medial-lateral balance. Additionally, I aim for a 60/40 ratio from the point of the frog to its anterior and posterior ends. This is known as AP balance. Achieving these balances helps the horse distribute weight evenly, making movement more natural and comfortable. With hooves that have been severely neglected, like these, finding the normal structure hidden within the distortion can be tricky. But with a deep understanding of anatomy, you can always uncover the healthy hoof underneath. We're making progress, but there's still more to do. On the hind hooves, where the heels have twisted laterally, it's particularly difficult to reshape them into a flat, functional surface. Despite the challenge, we've brought them pretty close to where they need to be. The horse will need some time to adjust to the new hind feet, but the front feet have already come together beautifully. You can barely tell how overgrown and neglected they were before. After the trim, the horse is walking noticeably better on his front hooves, and we're thrilled with the results. We're optimistic about his recovery and hope to see him again in the next 6 to 8 weeks. With consistent care and a tighter schedule, this horse could make remarkable progress in no time.